Welcome to Seat Time, where we drink beer and talk about all the happenings with motorcycles. Hey everyone, welcome to Seat Time. This is episode 36. Thank you for joining us. I am Jason Schmidt.
Well, hello, Jason Schmidt. How are you doing?
I'm just peachy.
I like it. In case you did not know, my name is Brian Pierce, and I am on the couch with you tonight. It's like we're 12 all over again. Okay, so what you have stumbled upon is Seat Time. As he said, this is episode 36. We're trying something new, and we'd like to see if you guys happen to have any interesting stories that we would want to talk about on Seat Time. So if you wouldn't mind, stories@seattime.co is the email address where I would like you to submit those stories. We will go through them and figure out if they are awesome or not, and if they are awesome, we will talk about them on this awesome show. If they are not, I will probably respond to you with a non-awesome email. There it is. As well, this show can be found on seattime.co. That is the URL for this show. Other places that you can find our shenanigans online, facebook.com/seattime. Or you would find us on the Facebook, which just changed a lot. People don't like it. It's whatever. And then as well, some more fun shenanigans. Twitter is @seattime_co. Those are some of the links where you can find us. Another thing is that this is not the most free thing in the world. It looks like we're not professionals. That part is true, but unfortunately we still have to pay for this to be hosted. So if you would not mind supporting Seat Time, purchase a pint glass, seattime.bigcartel.com, $10, and this stuff can keep on rolling. Just the way I like it. That's it. That's my part.
I want to quit doing this now. Where are my keys?
I got nothing.
We need to accept donations just to pay Bloody to be here.
Yeah, exactly. I need bribery. No, as usual, we're going to go through our weekends. Oh my God, we're about to be mauled by a Hellcat. Oh, Jordan's going to get... Oh.
Good way to scare it off.
Yeah.
As he always does with the
Yeah. I showed you. Now you go back there and choke on my blood. No, weekends. My weekend was busy, but nothing earth-shattering. Oh, sweet. You found my date. Friday night, went to a high school football game. A friend of mine is a coach at a local high school, and I've known him since high school. I played football with him, and I've known his wife since kindergarten, so I went with his wife and daughter and sat in the stands at their game. It was his school's homecoming game, so cool seeing it. The team won like in the last 30 seconds. Exciting game. We're leaving and walking out, this guy looks over and he's like, "Oh, great game." I look over and I was like, "Oh, I'll be damned. It's Jerry Jones."
You're so old.
Actually, he looks better in person than he does on TV. He didn't have that, like...
Makeup glaze?
Yeah, exactly. He didn't look like he was freshly embalmed. Saturday, I went out to the Torn Race out in Boyd, Texas. Absolutely loved that course. Would love to go back to that property again. Had a great time in practice. Did not really... I was hating life during the race. Just kind of lost interest, to be perfectly honest. And it was one of those things I was like, wow, I'm pushing. I'm going to hurt myself. Screw it. I'll go drink a beer instead.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where that would ever come to.
Yeah.
12 steps, here I come. No, but that was pretty much it. Sunday was my day of absolute sloth. You had a very eventful weekend.
I did have an eventful weekend, and I'm sorry to hear that you got to a point where you felt like you didn't want to be there. But hey, man, we all get to that point sometimes, and you just gotta keep on. But yeah, so my wife and I went to, one, celebrate our anniversary, and two, celebrate the nuptials of one of my good friends from college back in Louisiana, where I am from, which is not the state of Arkansas. So on Thursday night, we drove to Shreveport, which I'm going to just say now Shreveport sucks. I really don't see any reason to go there. Just, I don't know, drink at your own house.
If you're into gambling,
maybe.
Yeah, and if you're not into gambling, just take enough money to sit at one of the cheap slots and drink their booze.
Maybe, okay. Maybe that's where I missed out on the whole situation. But we woke up, we went down to Lafayette and met up with Lucas Como. As you guys may know from the Off-Road Cup and Acadiana Racing, they put on the LACC, and we got these swank old Off-Road Cup t-shirts, which we will have more from later on. But the Off-Road Cup is going to be February 25th, the coming year in Mississippi. As I said, more to come on that. But thank you very much for meeting up, Lucas. It was very good to meet you and your family. From that point, we went down to New Orleans. If you're going to New Orleans, stay at the Ursuline Guest House. Coolest place ever. Really, really neat. And then again, place to eat. Redfish Grill. Awesome place. Then, what did we do? We went and saw some freaking jazz music, which you could imagine is pretty easy to find down there, at a place I believe was called Marion, and it was in the off of Frenchman Street. All of those places are awesome. Now, when you make your way through Baton Rouge, okay, and you're going to be like, hey, what up, Southern Louisiana? What would you think? You'd think plantation. You'd also think slavery. Well, luckily enough, slavery is no longer legal. So, all the slave quarters are now places that you can stay on the Nottoway Plantation, which is in White Castle, Louisiana. Go stay there. It was a little expensive, but it was really freaking awesome. It was a lot of fun. Congratulations to our friends who got married. I may have rambled a bit, but man, it was totally worth it. I'm going to drink a beer. The drive home on Sunday was horrific because of the Hennessy that I drank.
Yeah, well, I can see where problem number one was. Outside of us just randomly running around, there were some actual races going on this weekend. I think you had some details on the GNCC.
Oh, yes, the GNCC. Okay, so Charlie Mullins was looking for to carry on this new points lead that he picked up at the last race. But at the same time, we had Mr. Josh Strang, who was looking to take his points back. And it looked like with the race, the way it kind of played out, that Mullins and Strang were going to be up front quick. They wanted to battle, which is the way you want to see, points in that kind of a championship work out. But what they didn't, it's racing. So we have Kaileb Russell, Nate Kanney, and Paul Whibley all up front with them. So those top 5 guys are just going at it from their very beginning. From that point, we kind of wind up with Mullins, Strang, and Russell kind of bringing themselves apart from the packs. We had those 3 going at it. But with Strang having some brake issues and Nate Kanney really kind of battling with him, it really kind of pulled him away from the 2 leaders, the teammates Mullins and Russell. Okay, so Russell went down really, really hard. I didn't say, well, I was going to say something. Okay, so Russell went down hard in the rocks, not with the, and then so that gave Mullins a chance to get by, and he really just kind of walked away from it at that point. Not that it was the easiest thing, but with Russell going down so hard, he wasn't able to continue with the charge that he had going. We had Whibley come away in second, Paul Whibley, and then Josh Strang in third. So Mullins now has a larger points lead over Josh Strang, but we still have a couple races left to see where that could go. Okay, so then the XC2 class. Kind of Jordan Ashburn was the one who wound up with the win. We had Andrew DeLong in second. Jason Thomas was the one who really was winning the whole race up until he wound up hitting a stump in a field, crashed, and wound up in third place. So Jordan Ashburn first, Andrew DeLong second, and then we had Jason Thomas in third at the XC2 class of the GNCC at Mountain Ridge.
Very good.
Yes.
Round 8 of the Work Series rolled out in Glen Helens, and when I roll through the overalls on this one, you're going to see it's really easy. There wasn't a lot of confusion on what the places were.
I had trouble doing the math.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Taylor Roberts, it was his weekend. He got the whole shot in both motos and led every lap, start to finish, and went 1-1 for the weekend. So, big surprise, Taylor Roberts got first.
Yeah.
Mike Brown had a great Moto 1 and fought hard in Moto 2 and finished 2-2 for the weekend. Mike Brown finished second.
Overall.
The man, the legend, Kurt Caselli.
The bromancer.
Yeah. He wasn't up to his usual win everything being awesomeness.
But he still dominated.
He was still awesome.
Still dominated being our
man crush.
Yeah.
Well, he went 3-3 for the weekend, so gentle
Fourth.
viewer. What?
Fourth?
No.
Oh,
yeah,
you tricked me. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
You tried to get me, didn't you?
Yeah. So he ended up third for the weekend.
Right.
So if you need me to recap that and everything, I'm not going to hit yourself in the face with a hammer. And so that was this round. Caselli, even though he wasn't able to pull out the overall win for the weekend or even grab either motos. Yeah, exactly. I can see what you're dreaming of later tonight. Yeah.
It's not a bromance, but I'm the only one around.
Okay. Okay, that's not the usual sign.
That was like more. Do it again.
That was encouragement. That's terrible. Yeah. But But
It's like the
Caselli-
Village people just showed up in Jordan's pants.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Well, if you hear a chorus of YMCA break out behind the camera, we claim no responsibility.
None.
Caselli is still holding on to his points lead, even with the third overall for the weekend. So, should turn out interesting.
Yeah, got a couple races left in that series. We know
Excuse me.
Kurt Caselli, man, wants to win. He doesn't just want to race. So we'll see. I know that he's going to be fighting for it. What we did have locally in Texas, or better known in America as Texas, was round 8 of the Torn Series, and it was in Boyd, Texas. It was where Mr. Blood was went out and practiced and did a little bit of race on Saturday. So with the cancellation, though, of the Buffalo Creek MX race, they had quite a few names out there from the MX and Supercross scene. We had like Robbie Renner, Tevin Tapia, Taylor Painter, and Scotty Triple showed up for the pro class on Sunday. So obviously with those guys lined up with your typical Torn pro class, this is going to be some serious racing. Fight was down from the very beginning. When that flag dropped, everyone was going at it. Caleb Ramsey did wind up edging out Painter, though, for the whole shot. And Austin Henderson decided to try to make out with a trailer tire or a tractor tire. He just like...
I would have loved to have seen the pro start on Sunday, because the way the course started was it was an uphill start. You had an immediate climb, and then on the top of the hill there was an immediate 180-degree turn, and you came back down the hill.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so like in the class I was in, it was interesting because I mean seriously, as soon as you crested that hill, it was the 180-degree turn. And when you're sitting on a line that's 30, 35 guys wide, and you're all aiming at this one spot, yeah, I imagine that was interesting.
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So with Austin Henderson going down, he obviously had a lot to make up with, or make up for. But Ramsey got the lead quick over Cheyenne Harmon, and but Cheyenne Harmon was on his rear tire pretty much that whole race. They said it kept it about 20 seconds, within 20 seconds, almost that whole race. And he was just waiting for Ramsey to make a mistake. And when Ramsey finally did make a mistake, he was able to capitalize on it, and Harmon was able to get around him. Now, there was a little bit of speculation with what happened next, but we talked to the riders involved, and everybody really, they said that really nothing malicious went on, and that everybody rode their race, that a few mistakes were made, but penalties were given, and everyone kind of moved on, and the results were the way the results were. Yeah, so the way that it kind of, everybody sounded like it planned out is that Cheyenne Harmon kind of, once he made that pass, that he hit a really bad, like a gully ditch, and that just really sent him off. He was kind of, tank slapping back and forth. And so when he got back under control, as he was trying to go over that jump, he realized he just was not going to make it, and, just had to do what he had to do, and moved around the jump and didn't make the jump. But he came back, in his mind, came back on in a safe manner, and just kind of, and didn't make a gain, so just kind of kept moving on and kept moving on. Apparently, though, penalties need to be given for cutting the course. Penalties were given. Caleb Ramsey was given first place because of the 30-second dock that Cheyenne Harmon was given, and Cheyenne Harmon was then placed in second place because of the penalty. So it was a little interesting to say the least, and at the end there was heated debates and stuff like that, but we just talk about the results as they come out, and we don't really need to get too opinionated on stuff unless we are there and we really have an opinion to give.
Yeah,
So.
and we heard from everyone involved in it, and it's kind of one of those things. We weren't there to see it. Just kind of have to go with what we actually know.
Yeah,
so.
we did get to talk. We did get a chance to talk to everybody. Obviously, nobody's upset about the way the results played out. It is what it is. They're going to keep on racing. They're going to keep on going. What we do want to mention, though, is that Cameron Ishmael. Man, I am just doing a great job tonight. Cameron Ishmael, even though he did have quite a few accidents, wound up in third place, so he was able to hold on long enough for that. But yeah. Wrecks? Crashes?
No, go ahead.
Accidents? Is that fine?
No.
With the tree?
Yeah,
Ground?
no,
He had accidents with the ground.
Yeah.
But the ride that everybody would say was absolutely amazing was the one by Austin Henderson, who wound up in fourth in the pro class, but coming from absolute dead last, about 30 seconds behind that entire line of all the motocross and supercross pros. And he came back past all of them and wound up in fourth place, just behind Cameron Ishmael. Good ride. Way to go, Austin Henderson. Way to keep on charging.
Yeah, definitely awesome sticking to it and fighting back like that.
Sticking it to them.
Yeah, on the enduro side of things, TSEC was up and rolling again, and they had the Caney Creek round in New Waverly, Texas this last weekend. We're supposed to have a round in August, but due to some of the heat and land issues, the race was canceled. Caney Creek is historically had issues actually rolling out. It either...
Well, they've had hurricanes where it gets canceled and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
the one that got canceled, I think, was the one that Wes was going to put on. Wes McKnight was going to put on the extra Nacogdoches one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is the one that kept going. This is this one has been canceled quite a few times from
because this
different
one's the
natural
one on
disasters and
this
things
one's the
like
one
that.
that's on the forestry land, so they're very particular about the rain there.
Yes.
And how much they'll allow. Martin Howell, who's been spending a lot of time this year writing the Torque series, had a commanding performance. He beat Hayden Franklin, who came in second by over 4 minutes, winning every test section. And usually there's a little bit of ebb and flow in those results. So coming out swinging and sweeping all tests, that's usually not the way it rolls out. No. So that's quite the performance.
Hayden would be happy with that.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeff O'Leary came out for the day and finished third, and so congrats to him.
Yeah.
Coming up next weekend, we have in Matthews, Indiana, the Mud Daubers National Enduro.
That's a pretty good name.
Yeah. Mud Daubers, knock down the nest. Charlie Mullins is a point ahead of Russell Bobbitt right now for the championships, and be curious to see if Bobbitt can turn that around.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think that I'm a Bobbitt fan in that sense, that I would like Bobbitt to win over Mullins. I don't really know why. Maybe it's just because Mullins said he had a boring race at a GNCC one time. I don't know. Whatever.
That's quite all right.
But another race we have, if you're looking for something a little bit closer to Texas, is going to be Louisiana. There's going to be another round 8 of the LACC series. It's going to be the Don Burgess Memorial Race, and it's at the Competition Cycle Ranch in Loranger, Louisiana, which is near Hammond.
That clears it up.
Yep, I know. So if you're looking to do something which is closer to Louisiana or Texas, but still not close,
if you really want to have that almost Texas flavor,
go almost to Hammond.
Yeah, maybe some alligators.
Yes, if you'd like to get
that's the place for you.
Your alligator meat eat on. Okay, so awesome. Episode 36 wrapped up. I feel like that you have done a much better job than me tonight, but I feel like I'm gonna rebound next week, and I'm gonna do much better, and I'm probably gonna maybe not ramble as much. I figure I'm just gonna keep going at this point because
it's good to have goals.
Yeah.
Just to recap a few things, though, there are several different places to check us out. Go by our website,
which is seattime.co.
Check us out on Facebook.
Facebook.com/seattime.
See us on Twitter.
Seattime_CO.
Also, remember to submit any stories that you have to us. So, I mean, and if they're awesome, we might talk about them. If they suck, we probably don't take it personally.
We may tell you your name sucks.
We actually might talk about them.
We might talk about Joe from New Waverly, Texas. Sucks. No, we're not going to do that. So please send it so we can do that.
Yes.
No, but send those to
stories at seattime.co.
And if you want to keep us from being poor and having to turn tricks from our cardboard boxes, then buy a pint glass.
More than normal.
Jordan's practicing. Buy a pint glass from us at
seattime.bigcartel.com.
Thank you very much for watching, and as always, enjoy it with a
pint full of awesome. Peace.
See you.
Curtis! That's probably not a bad thing to do, actually.
Yeah. And there's our outtake.